Welcome to another episode of the Online Prosperity Experience podcast. You're about to hear your host, Prosper Taravinga's powerful digital marketing strategies and actionable tactics that you can use right now. Prosper has helped more than 50,000 people from over 10 countries to create meaningful businesses that are profitable and enjoyable. Listen to this podcast so that you too can build your own business with less stress and overwhelm. Let's get started.
Let's talk about what a marketing funnel is and how you can build one for your service-based business. And also, if we have time, we're going to look at how we can patch the holes in your funnel for increased success. Now, I can understand if you're a coach, consultant, or small to medium business, your goal is to generate leads for your business and eventually create that business to be profitable and you can enjoy working in it. And how do you do that? You basically have to be constantly generating hundreds of qualified leads that you can pick and choose the ones that you actually want to work with in order for you to sustain that growth and profitability that you'll be having in your business. And that actually has to be done automatically. So you never have to rely on cold calling or emailing just to beg clients to hire you. And you might be thinking, Prosper, why do I need to, have whatever funnels you're talking about within my business, and why do they matter? At the end of the day, we are always trying to reach out to our audiences so that they get to know us, like us, and trust us. And every one of them is going, through a customer journey at their own pace, at their own time. And if you're not there with them, especially when they are maybe searching for your products or they are actually looking for answers to solve their problems, you, my friend, are out of sight and out of mind. And then how do you make sure that you're constantly available, without being an annoyance? That's where a marketing funnel comes into play, because you're literally engaging your audience and educating them while providing value and helping them make a decision along the way. Okay. So there you go. You might just think, wait a minute. This is one of the, videos that I'm going to be listening to, or podcasts that I'm going to be listening to, that's going to be getting all technical, about what I need to do and things that I don't have, and leave me feeling depleted. My friend, this is the Online Prosperity Experience, where we help you get as close to all your clients and make sense of their world so that you can sell more to them and have them pay, stay, and refer more to you. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about marketing funnels and why they are important, and how you've actually experienced a marketing funnel in play, but maybe you haven't actually implemented it in your business. And that's the reason why quite a lot of people don't have a business to come back to, because they haven't got leads in their pipeline or people to sell to whenever they go on holiday or decide to take some time off their work. So I don't want that to be your experience, and I don't want you to constantly be chasing people to hire you, especially in these trying times and market downturns. Okay, so if you're one of those people that is probably growing their business through cold calling potential clients and having them hang up in your face, it's probably because you haven't engaged them or educated in them enough for them to actually know who you are and actually take your call and, hear you out. Okay. So what funnels actually do is they complement all the marketing activities that you might be doing out there, and literally puts you right and center, in front of your audience, and give them what's called the M.E.D.I.A exposure effect. All right, which basically means your clients are seeing you all the time, then they get to know you, like you, and trust you. And we all know that people do business with those that they know, like, and trust. So if you're just sending one-off emails or hundreds of emails without getting as much as, hey, thanks for reaching out, is because you are not inviting people to the party, that you are advertising through your emails. And if you're wasting thousands of dollars on ad spend without generating any qualified leads, it's because people are going to the internet to get information, and if you're not captivating them through your funnels, grabbing their email addresses and exchanging that with some sort of value, then obviously they're just gonna look through your site, thumb through whatever they want, and off they go. All right, so you might be starting to think, wait a minute, is this one of those buzzwords? Because I know a marketing funnel can actually feel like a buzzword if you're a business owner and all you care about is creating for and relating to your audience, or just serving your clients. And I can understand, as an entrepreneur, marketing is just one aspect of running a successful business. You go from hiring and managing new staff, balancing books and driving growth, and a whole lot more of other things that take up much of our time. And it feels like a constant balancing act where you're actually pulled in multiple different directions. And at the end of the day, I hear you, right? You just want to help your clients. You just want to spend as much time as possible changing people's lives and solving people's problems. And you don't want to waste hours trying to navigate the whole world of online marketing. Now, you can leverage a marketing funnel to do all the heavy lifting for you so that all your lead generation can be done automatically behind the scenes. So this is not a buzzword, okay? I'm trying to take it away so that you think that this is yet another marketing speak that is all just going to be too much work for you, that maybe not result in any return on any investment that you might put into it. Okay, but if you are sold on what I'm about to tell you, let's dive in and see what marketing funnels are and what they can do and how they can literally help you reach out to your audience in ways that you never thought were possible. Now, look at this. The internet has become a global village, all right? It's open 24/7, but we only have a limited amount of time that we can be sitting in front of our computers, and we can be actually engaging with or talking to our audiences. This is where marketing funnels come into play, where you put a series of emails, a series of content to actually nudge and prod your audience to your desired outcome, which in most cases is for them to make a purchase. All right, so it is something that marketers and other entrepreneurs talk about, but may or may not fully understand, because a marketing funnel is not visible. You do not see a marketing funnel in play, and customers do not see a marketing funnel in play. They just see themselves being moved further and further down the track in order for them to make that purchasing decision. All right, so that's why a lot of people don't fully understand this, because half of the time there's no best practices for this, and each and every marketing funnel is different depending on the level of value that somebody wants to give to their audience before they turn them into customers that pay, stay, and refer. And the truth is that when you're creating marketing funnels for your business, it is actually a key part to scaling and building a long-term success and return of your investment, because you sometimes have to do it once, and you might just optimize and for conversions down the track. But if you've built it once, that becomes a lasting investment on your business. So if you want to scale your business and build long-term success, you better you really invest in marketing funnels so that they do all the heavy lifting behind the scenes for you. But like I keep saying, they don't have to be as complicated as many business owners, make them out to be, or many other funnel builders out there make them out to be, so that they can charge you exorbitant amounts. All right. So let's just talk about what a marketing funnel is, how you can build one for your service-based business, and ways that you can actually patch holes in it so that it's not leaking, leads, and all your work is, wasted. So, first question, what is a funnel? And let's really start with the basics of what a marketing funnel is, all right? So a marketing funnel is, at its core, just a series of steps that your prospect or your prospective client just needs to take in order to complete a conversion goal. So it might be you want your client to maybe go on a phone call with you or a consultation. The first thing they might do is download a piece of information that maybe answers a few questions they might have, and then comes 2 or 3 emails that get to introduce who you are and get the customer to know, like, and trust who you are. And then there becomes a landing page which specifically talks about that particular product or service that you're trying to push to that prospect there, and then eventually give them one call to action without bombarding them with all the information about who you are or what it is that you do. Just a simple call to action to pick a time that they can actually be on a call with you, so that they can start the process of working with you, or however you want them to get started with you. So as a service-based business, like you're being a coach, consultant, or small to business owner, your conversion goal is to maybe have a prospective a prospect sign up to start working with you, or to buy your services, whichever way. And your funnel can actually have multiple entry points that actually bring these prospects to you in a way that they understand what their problem is. So you need to be having pieces of content out there that is answering so many questions around the service that you actually then provide. So your funnel is basically, it starts like at the top of the funnel, where people get aware that, oh, wait a minute, I have this problem, and there are people that can actually solve this problem for me. And once somebody is aware of the existence of their problem and the existence of their solution, they're gonna now start looking to get that problem solved. All right. And you now need to either have content or information that generates interest. All right. Interest in the work that you can do for them, and getting interested in working with you. So you're providing them with maybe case studies, you're providing them with content that just gets somebody to know, like, and trust you, while you're nurturing their desire to work with you. And then part of that, you now have to bring them towards some sort of a commitment. All right. So that commitment might be in the form of them signing up to a trial, or signing up to, a webinar, or something that actually then gets them skin in the game to say, okay, this is something that I'm interested in, and I'm ready to maybe sign up if I get, the last bit of information to make that confirmation. And then the last bit is the actual conversion, which is the actual sale. All right. So you need to obviously start at the very top, where people are just internet explorers searching for information out there. You need to have blog posts, videos, and social media just to generate that awareness, first of all, of the problem they have, and that solutions are available, for them to solve their problems. And then pretty much at the bottom, you need to have some sort of a squeeze, which basically we call a lead magnet, which gives them a PDF or some sort of content upgrade, which basically has part of the solution fixed. And then they now need another key, which obviously happens to be in the form of a consultation with you, or actually booking some of your services. And that's where you put out a lead magnet, which is basically a very detailed piece of content, which they have to exchange that value with their email address. And then now they get into your drip or nurture sequence, where you are now getting them to know you, like you, and you're educating them about what it is that you can do, and how they can actually get best value for money. And throughout that whole process, you need to actually be given that call to action for them to set or schedule that initial call with you, which basically starts them on the journey. And obviously, if you've got a good sales process, that now concludes in a sale, or they actually get to find out how else you be able to serve them. So in the awareness portion of the funnel, so it's like a triangle flipped upside down with the base at the top. So obviously at the awareness section, a lot of people jump on there. They might not be fully qualified, they might not be sales qualified, but they might have a need, and they might also need a bit of more information with regards to the service that you offer. So this awareness portion of the funnel is all about connecting with your prospects and your prospective clients in a very personal way online. Okay, you're separating those that might be your customers in the future with anybody else who's just scrolling through the internet looking for stuff. Okay, and this can actually be successfully accomplished through content marketing. So if you're putting content out there, it then helps you to engage this audience, educate them on what to want, and positions you as the right kind of person with the right kind of product that can alleviate their pain. All right, so such content needs to be tailored to your direct niche. You literally have to be separating those that you want to work with those that you don't want to work with. So your blog posts, your videos, podcasts like this, and your social media posts are all fantastic things that bring traffic back to your landing pages, which now creates that interest, which starts your customer's journey. Because once you've identified your market and clarified your message, all you got to do is just determine what media, and this could be your videos, podcasts, for you to actually start reaching out to them. And then the next stage is the interest and nurture portion of the funnel, where your prospect actually checks out the content that you have put out there and starts to express interest. And this is where their marketing journey starts. All right. So this can be different for every other prospect, because you never know how much information they have. Do they need to be handheld? Do they need done for you services, or do they need done with you type services? So this is where you start segmenting your audience so that what other people want. And obviously, in this world that we live, yes, we might think everybody's equal, but you want to give different information to different people depending on their stage in their journey. All right. So this is when you start nurturing them, by engaging them and, really generating that demand and interest in whatever it is that you've got to sell. And at this point of your funnel, your prospect are not likely to buy as yet, but they are looking for pointers and just ideas on how else they can solve their problem. And they still need to know a little bit more about who you are and whether you're trustworthy or not. And if you have something that has been prepared, like content or a lead magnet, which is paired up with like some sort of a drip nurture sequence, it actually lets these people who have subscribed learn more a little bit about you, and you can actually educate these new prospects about who you are, what your value proposition is, and whether or not they're a good fit to work with you. And after your prospect has actually moved past this interest stage or the nurture phase of the funnel, they actually now decide whether you're the right fit for them. And also your nurture sequence is also differentiating them and yourself amongst all the other players in the marketplace. All right. So it doesn't necessarily mean that once somebody's in your funnel, they're not checking out other competitors of yours. You just need to be there and be the last man standing in the fight towards getting this customer's business. All right. So no matter how long it takes, a funnel might go for 6 days, it might go for 6 months, it might go for 6 years. I've had people that I started speaking to about 4 years ago, and now they're now ready, and we're starting to engage and start talking to them. So you just want to make sure that having a funnel is leveraging all of these steps behind the scenes, so that you don't have to continuously follow up with these people when they're not quite ready and they haven't quite made a solid decision to work with you as yet. So once they've committed, this could mean maybe booking a introductory call with you, or it could maybe directly requesting information about how to become a client, or wanting some sort of a trial so they can scope out what it is that they need to prepare on their end to actually start engaging and working with you. And finally, at the bottom of your funnel is where the conversion actually happens and the prospective client signs on, or you close the sale. All right. It's not necessarily closing the sale. You're actually starting the relationship, because that's when you start servicing this client, or providing information and solving whatever problem they came to you. So all these sections and all these parts really need to have good copywriting. You really need to showcase, put your best foot forward, because this is when your prospect is comparing you against everybody else who's approaching them, trying to solve whatever problem that they might have. So remember, this is just a general version of what a funnel is. So your own business funnel may have different elements at each stage. You might require different information for you to qualify, these leads before they actually book a call with you. And it can actually be helpful for you to write out the marketing journey that you have that is actually related to your business. And for you to actually be able to do that, this is how you want to be thinking about it. So in the awareness stage that I'm talking about, right at the top of the funnel, where people are just searching for information and trying to maybe solve their problem by themselves, you want to ask, what am I doing to reach my target audience without requiring any commitment from them? Okay, A, do you have any information that engages them? B, do you have information that educates them without even asking for any email address in exchange? For them getting to know who you are. So this is where social media comes into play. You don't necessarily need them to subscribe or, put any indication or any investment on their part. They can just consume that content. But if you make that content good enough that they start wondering what it would be like, to actually pay for more content, then, you've actually won half of the battle. And once people have come to you in the interest and nurture, sort of section, you want to ask yourself, how can your prospects actually request more information from you? And what sort of opt-ins have you got? And how are you nurturing the people once they've gotten the information from you? So all of this can be done via email. And you can check out, some of the ways that we are actually generating leads. And you can go into some of our funnels and then see the emails that come through. And you can learn a thing or two about that. And then when it comes to the commitment stage of your prospects, what does commitment look like to you? Is it like an introductory call? Is it like somebody, getting started right away? Or is it like somebody getting a trial? Or is it an in-person meeting? You need to define what that looks like so that you can actually create the layout of what your funnel would be looking like. Because people are always looking to follow instructions. So if you've laid it out well enough, it's easy for people to just keep prodding along. And the more they see you in their inbox, the more they get acquainted to who you are and what it is that you can do to help them make sense of the world around them. And especially if you're going to be helping them solve problems in their business, then definitely they would then reciprocate all that value that you're giving them through your funnel, with their credit card, because that's all they know. All right. And once you have each of the stages of your funnel all written out and mapped out, you can take things up a little bit further by writing out each step within maybe these different phases of your funnel. And you might have actual maybe multiple ways that people can express interest to work with you. Okay. All of those you can actually create different lead magnets for, or you can create multiple nurture sequences segmented by prospect types and good examples. I'm more than happy to show you what we've created within our business, because each and every product has its own funnel. Each and every landing page has its own funnel. Each and every industry that we deal with or niche that we deal with has its own funnel. So it's one of those things that once you have it right, once you have it set up, it will be the easiest thing that you'd ever create for your business. And you can leverage this. It becomes an investment because you don't have to constantly be checking out where your clients are and following up with them, because people like buying stuff, but they don't like being sold to. So if you're possibly reaching out to them and being consistent about it, your funnel will be the one thing that actually makes things work within your business, and you can actually scale your business in that way. But obviously, while you're creating so many content pieces and so many touch points, and also talking about touch points, this is a very interesting thing. There's studies, you can look this up if you want to, studies that say that people need at least 8 to 13 touch points for them to actually start engaging with the business. So how do you then make all of those touch points? If your funnel has all of those components where you're educating your audience, where you're engaging with them and providing them with value, you are now, making it easy for people not to think where to get information or answers from. They know that they can get from you, and when people can get answers from you, they're definitely gonna want to buy from you, just to thank you for making their lives easier. Okay, so with all these touch points as well, there might be leaks that might be happening. Your clients might be falling off the bandwagon or whatever it is. It is okay to actually have people unsubscribe, not necessarily because you're sending them too much information, but because you are not being relevant to them. Okay, so maybe sometimes some people might just need an answer to a certain question. They might not actually need the service, but at least they might go halfway through the funnel and then unsubscribe because it's no longer relevant to them, or they've changed strategy, or they no longer have a need to solve the problem that you might have. So it is okay to actually have people unsubscribe, because then that shows you that the people that are going to come through at the end of the funnel are the right kind of people with the right kind of pain that you can actually help. All right, there's no point in you sitting in a sales call with people that don't need what you're selling, that don't even know what it is that you're selling to them, and they don't even know why they are in that call in the first place. It's just a waste of everybody else's time, especially yours, in the fact that you're an expert and you really need to be serving other people who need you the most. All right, so when you know what your funnel is, or you're working on building out the steps in your own funnel, it is actually an excellent first step to start mastering your audience, because you now start knowing who exactly goes all the way through to the funnel. Because if your funnel is about 6 steps and you now start having people coming out at the end, you now just want those type of people coming out at the, filling up the top of your funnel. So your marketing funnel actually helps you clarify your message and actually identify your target audience, so that you're not just spraying and praying with your marketing out there. You're actually going for the right kind of people with the right kind of pain, giving them the right kind of outcomes that they're looking for. So it actually helps you master your marketing, so to speak. But even more important is actually evaluating all these elements that you've put together, and you start determining where the holes are, or where you are leaking, or where people stop engaging with your business the most. All right, and if you can find those places, then you can optimize those places so that you actually get the right people following through. And you start working with with the right people, and you now have a business that's actually profitable and enjoyable. And when people appreciate what it is that you're doing for them, they will definitely pay, stay, and refer. And with my experience working with a lot of business owners, I find that most of their sales funnels are top notch. All right, and they know exactly what to do when a prospective client gets in. But it gets more interesting when it now gets to the part where you want to sell more to the same customer. So not necessarily market share, but actually wallet share. You can also use funnels to upsell more products to your clients, because if somebody likes widget A, they're definitely going to need widget B and C in order to actually get the most out of the product that they're buying from you. So it's in getting more leads at the top of your funnel that you actually need to make sure that these are the right people to start off with. And once you get it done, and once you set it up, man, there's no telling how successful your business would be. All right, so when you focus on ways to basically raise awareness, and you nurture your prospective clients before they express any commitment, you actually expand your client pool, and you ultimately increase the revenue that is in your pipeline. So obviously this is all too much, and sometimes you might even not even know that yes, you are conducting a marketing funnel. We can actually look at that for you. So if you jump onto livelongdigital.com.au, we can actually help you start expanding on what your funnels are doing, and actually getting them to actually convert. And if you need help creating content to actually engage with your audience at the top of your funnel, I implore you to schedule a call with us, or just download, the lead magnet that comes with this podcast today, because we have already stipulated all the things that need to happen within your marketing funnel. We have answered all these questions. We have experienced anything that you might want in order to grow your business and actually create a business model that works without your own involvement. Let me tell you something. My team would love to walk you through how you can raise awareness for your clients, how you can get them interested in the work that you're doing and nurture them into customers that pay, stay, and refer, and actually get a full commitment from those customers and eventually sign them up as clients of yours in the future. All right. So like I've said, we build strategies for coaches, consultants, and small to medium businesses so they can master their marketing, because I firmly believe that what you're doing is changing the world, okay, one life at a time. So let us help you reach out to as many people as possible and also nurture them until they are ready to become your customers. And we can do that through the creation of converting marketing funnels, which will basically create for you a sales conversion strategy that will make sure that you constantly have leads that are willing and able to buy from you. And together we can actually help you develop and implement unique marketing plans that actually connect with your audience and convert with them. So my call to action to you today is download the PDF that comes with this podcast so that you can actually see how a marketing funnel works. And then hopefully once you are convinced that, yep, this has worked on you, definitely it will also work on your clients. Just reach out to us. In every one of our marketing steps, we have a way that you can reach out to either one of our teams so that we can help you create a business that's profitable and enjoyable. Bye for now.
Thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, let's continue the conversation in the Live Long Digital community. Become a Live Long Digital community member today. This community is for ambitious entrepreneurs and small business owners with the drive to take control of the future of their businesses and achieve huge success without stress and overwhelm. As you heard, Prosper can help you by teaching you marketing strategies that work. So look no further than the Live Long Digital community of entrepreneurs and highly successful business owners. Join our community today. Find us on www.community.livelongdigital.com.au. Network with other driven entrepreneurs and find the expert guidance you need to take your business to the next level. www.community.livelongdigital.com.au